it's Renee with Delaney Jane Cards. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a project for you using Clair stamps Cup of Joy. I printed out this giant mug. I just resized it in my Silhouette software, printed it, and then cut it out, and I'm going to color it up for you here. I'm using some different color combinations today. I wanted to try something new. I kind of want the cup to be kind of that stoneware look, you know, where it's kind of that brownish creamy color. I kind of want it to be that tone, but I'm going to add some pops of color in here. I did leave all the coloring in. I will have a timestamp below if you decide you want to skip the coloring. I totally understand, but I like to see coloring, so I do like to leave it in my videos. So back to this stamp set. Now, Clair stamps, they have physical stamps in their store, but they also have a lot of digital stamp sets. And you know, if you're really budget conscious and you're looking for a lot of bang for your buck, digital stamps are a really good alternative to physical stamps. You can print them out in any size you want. And I will just give you an example. A while back, there was a dragon from another company, and he had a bunch of toilet paper. I'm sure you've seen him. I have a video on my channel talking or showing him. But I printed him out super huge. I still haven't quite printed him or like pieced him together, but he is giant. You can print a digital image any size you want. Like this digital image that I printed out is going to be like 4 feet by 4 feet. But I could also size him down so that he's, you know, 1 inch square. And that's kind of a cool thing about digital stamps is you can do that. So this cup, you could make it any size. Like you could make it a tiny little cup, but I wanted it to be giant for this card. So I printed it nice and big. So I'm just going to go through the coloring here. It's nothing spectacular, but like I said, I just enjoy it. I enjoy watching people color, and I enjoy coloring. I enjoy lots of different things, and I try to share that on my channel, but I definitely enjoy coloring. So I'm just using a couple of greens here. This is 80-pound Nina cardstock that I'm able to run through my inkjet printer, and that's what this is, done on my inkjet printer. And I have a HP NV 5052. It works. I don't like the printer because it constantly disconnects from our internet, but whatever, it is a printer. And I recently got a Canon laser printer, and I am loving all of that. So for this flower here, I'm going to do a BV as the shadow. I've kind of grown to love this BV 20 family. They're very gray, and I love them. I think they're a really neat tone, and I've used them to color white plenty of times. Just recently, I think in a video, I used them to color a white cup. Here I'm adding some shading to these kind of daisy looking flowers with the BVs. I don't know, like I said, I wanted something different. You can see how that cup turned out. It's kind of that stoneware look to it, the color. It's not a bright white little teacup, but you can see the shading, and it's definitely got that nice warm tone to it. I don't know, when I look at this stamp, I feel like it's supposed to have a candle inside and not coffee or tea, like it's one of those centerpiece things, or like a big planter or something, because I printed it out so big. But it's really pretty. These stamps that combine the cups and the flowers, they're very, very pretty. I think you could do a lot with them. And now that I have my laser printer, I could foil these. Oh, it would be so pretty foiled in like gold on some black cardstock. It would be so pretty. So here I'm just still coloring. You can tell where the petals lay over each other. I have gone in with that darker tone and, you know, added the deeper shadows in. And I'm not pulling this BV combo all the way out to the edges. I'm getting pretty close, but not pulling it all the way out to the edges. So laser printer cardstock. I would like to try printing these out on some different color cardstock. Have you done that? I want to know. So here I'm bringing in the BG10 and I'm pulling that in from the ends of the petals. I'm not going over my shading, I'm just pulling that in to add just a little bit of color to these flowers here. And I was like, this is so pretty. I love this color combination. So I do use a very similar color combination to color some additional things on this card. We're going to hop right into the rest of the coloring here. I did pick some more subdued tones for the greenery here, this BG90 combination. They're very gray again. I think I just felt like we needed a lot of earth tones, and then I wanted this poppy that's in the center to just pop right off the page. So I chose a really bright red combination here. The R24 is kind of that tomatoey red color. It has a little bit of orange in it, but it's definitely super bright. And using the R89, I can get really deep shadow. So I just colored this little poppy up, added shading, where the petals folded over themselves and laid on top of each other. The R46 is a color that is fairly new to my collection. This one is, well, a complete a color that I got from Courtney Creever. She uses R46 all the time, and I just felt like being a follower, I guess, and added that to my collection. I do really like it in this combination. This was the R24, R27, R89, and R46. So for this, I think it's like a chrysanthemum. Is that right? Chrysanthemum kind of looking thing. I'm going to make this kind of yellow, and I started out with a really light yellow. And I kind of colored the whole thing in. It has so many petals, I felt like I was going to get lost if I didn't at least touch the marker to all the petals. So I did that first, and then I'm going to bring in my deeper yellow, which is my Y19. There is a lot of difference between the I think a 00 and the Y19. And you see two caps there because my marker was going to bleed out all over my paper. I could tell that the nib was starting to get really moist, like it was going to bloop. If you've used Copic markers or alcohol-based markers, you know that that does sometimes happen. I find that if I am careful enough and I catch it, if I take the cap off before it does it, the other cap, then it doesn't. And then I use this fluorescent FY1 to kind of bridge the gap between that really light yellow, the Y000 and the Y19. It just added some contrast. Yellows are sometimes, well, yellows are usually kind of hard to get contrast from because they're very close in color. Usually you have to kind of go outside the color family to get some contrast. So here I was just coloring the rest of these petals on this yellow flower. I think it's a good color combination here. We have that like bluish gray of the daisies. We have the pop of red and yellow and the green. Here I decided that BG10 was just not blue-green enough, so I'm going to pull in the BG11. It's just one marker off, but it definitely adds a little bit more pigment color. It's a little bit deeper, not much. I mean, they're both very, very light, but it's a little bit deeper. It has a lot more pigmentation in it than that BG10, which is a 1 and a 0 versus a 1 and a 1. I don't know. Just one of those things. So then I was like, well, what am I going to do for the rest of the little flowers? So I decided I would pull in a little bit of a pink combination. The RV42 is a color I did not use in my poppy there, but the R24 is. So I'm just going to blend those two together. I used just a 2-color blend here. The R24 is deep enough to give me a shadow on that pink. So this pattern paper I made, I just cut apart the digital file and I put it all over an 8.5 by 11 piece paper and I printed it out on this piece cardstock. It makes amazing pattern paper. You can do what you want with it. Just spin it around, make the flowers different sizes. It's super easy. Super, super easy. And I did use it in a couple other projects too, but here you go. You can see now I'm like, well, this cup is giant. What am I going to do with this? I don't want to put it sideways, and I wasn't sure. The strip or the stripe on the cup is colored the same as those flowers with the blue or the blue violet combination, the BB20s, and then I brought in the BG11 for kind of that center highlight on that stripe. I just thought it was a really pretty color combination, and I think it's something that I'll probably use again because it was really fun to color. And then I added a little bit of white gel pen detail here. I did put coffee in the cup, even though I said when I'm looking at it, it looks like a planter. You know, maybe it's a brown candle. And then I just added a little bit of white gel pen detail to the flowers. And I have this thinking of you sentiment that I did pop up here. I think digital images are fun. I know that there's kind of two different types of card makers and two different opinions on this. Some people love digital images and really gear toward digital images all the time. Other people are more in camp. I really want to have the physical stamp in my hand, kind of stampers. And I get both sides. I was not a big digital image fan until recently. My friend Marie helped me figure out my silhouette. And now I was gifted a Cricut Explore Air 2, which I have yet to turn on. But my friend Maria sent me that. And I don't know. I need to figure it all out. But I encourage you to try digital images because look at these projects that you can create and you can personalize them. I would love to know what you think of my project in the comments below. And as I always say, thank you for stopping by and give cards generously. Bye.